So 107 people attend a concert. Each adult ticket costs $2.75, and each child ticket costs $2.25. So this is going to be very, very similar to the one we just set up with tickets. If total revenue was $268.75, state how many adult tickets and how many child tickets were sold. So this one we have to go all the way to the end and solve for how many adult tickets and how many children tickets. Okay, so let's do it. So the first equation is, let's talk about people. We're going to have one equation that's all about people and the other one that's all about money. So, all right, so what's the equation that's all about people? Well, that's going to be X plus Y. In fact, let me get a little more room here. Okay. X plus Y equals, and what's the total people? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's 107 right at the beginning. So that's just total people, right? we have adults and children. And in fact, yeah, I'm going to use, since they don't make me use X and Y, I'm going to use A and C. It's just easier that way to use meaningful letters. That way I know what they mean in the end. So adults plus children is 107. So adults plus children is 107 total people. All right, next we're going to bring into play the money. So the second equation is about money. That first one is just about total people. The next one's about the total money. Okay, each adult ticket is $2.75. So I'm going to put that here, and it's going to become 2.75A plus, and each child ticket is a little cheaper, $2.25, 2.25C. And that equals the total money, which is $268.75. Okay. So there we go. So I've got the two equations with two unknowns, with two letters, A and C, two equations. Okay, so what are we gonna do from here? How are we gonna handle this? Well, basically, what we want to do is we're gonna solve this one. Let me see which way would be best. We could do the addition method. Yeah, probably the addition method, I guess, or we could plug in if we wanted. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, maybe I'll just do the plug-in thing. Maybe I'll just take this over here and I'm going to solve for A. So if I subtract, well, maybe I won't do it right there. So let me bring it over here. So I'm going to go A plus C is 107. And if you subtract C from both sides, like this, boom, boom, boom. And then you get A equals 107 minus C. And then you take that and you plug it in for A right there. So I'm going to solve for A and then plug in to the other equation. That makes sense what I'm doing. I took the top equation, I solved for A, I got A alone by subtracting C from both sides. 107 minus A equals 107 minus C. Then plug that into the other equation. And so what does this become then? 2.75 times A. And what is A? Well, it's 107 minus C plus 2.25C is 268.75. Everybody see what I'm doing there? Is that making sense so far? So I've got my two equations with two letters. So I took the first equation and I got one of the letters alone. I got A alone. And then I plug that in for A in the other equation. Here it is right here. And there like that. All right. And now let's distribute, right? Whenever you have parentheses, boom, boom, we're going to distribute. And so use your calculator. 275 times 107. I have no idea. 75 times 107. I'm getting 294. 25 minus 275C, because he multiplies C as well. Plus, and then bring this down. 225C equals, and then bring this down. 268. 75, like that. We good to there? That making sense what I've done so far? So I just took this 275 and I just distributed, just multiplied both those, got these two answers. Brought this guy down, brought this guy down. Okay. So now, let me put in this right here. There's a wall of separation. There's the equal sign. So I'm going to combine this and this. These guys are going to combine together. We'll bring this down so we get 294. 25, just bring that down. And then these guys combine to be minus 0.50 C. You see what happened there? I just combine those, and those together made minus 0.50 C, right? It was 225, take away 275 C, that's minus 50 cents C. You can do it on your calculator if you're not sure. I just combined the two C's there. 225 take away 275, right, is negative 0.50 C. Okay, so now we're solving for C. How do we finish solving for C? Well, let's subtract 294.25. Yeah. Boom and a boom. Minus 0.50 C equals, subtract those two over there. And I'm getting minus 25.5. I just combine those like that. And the very last step, we divide, right? And the last step, we always divide by minus 0.50. Like that, boom and a boom. C equals 51. Okay, we got C. There's 51 children. Must be 51 children. Now, what do you do when you get one answer? You know, you've done this before. Now you just plug that in, right? So I'm going to plug it in to the top equation. Be easiest. Plug in C equals 51. You can plug in anywhere you want. The easiest place is going to be that top equation. A plus C is 107. I'll bring it on down here. Grab that 51, plug it in. Now you might be thinking, can't we just subtract from 107? You're totally right. If you're thinking that, you're thinking well. You're exactly right. In the end, you could just subtract from 107, right? Because there's just 107 total people. We know how many children, 51, so just subtract that. You're right. That's going to be the final result. See right here? When I solve for A, it's just going to subtract. So A is going to equal 107 minus 51. So what's that going to be? 56? Yeah. So 56. So there we go. 56 adults and 51 children. So let's recap. How did we solve that? Again, so we wrote a people equation right here, people equation and a money equation. So adults plus children is 107, and then 275 times for each adult plus 225 for each child adds up to be the total money, 268.75. Then to solve those two equations, I took the top equation and I just got the A alone. Subtracted C from both sides. A is 107 minus C. Then I plugged that in 4A into the other equation. So you take the first equation, get A alone, plug into the second equation. Plugged it in right here. And now I just distribute. We got these numbers. And then I combine the like terms right here, the minus 275C, the plus 225C right here. Kept going, subtract this from both sides, and then divide. So I got C alone, C is 51. And then you can just subtract, there's 107 total people. So if you know 51 children, just subtract, really. You don't need to do all this stuff. Just subtract, and you get 56 adults. And so there we go. There's the number of adults, number of children.